It was a great report. Everybody's excited about the outlook. What's driving this in terms of the execution here?
Emily, it's great to see you as always. We're very proud and excited about the quarter that we had. The 2021 ended up 68% growth on an annual basis. Very, very good traction across all of our businesses, whether you're talking about, our data center business, our gaming business, our graphics business, our PC business. All of the businesses are really firing on all cylinders. And going into 2022, we see, very similarly a strong demand environment, as well as just a great product portfolio. So we were able to guide full year up 31%, and we're really excited to see what 2022 brings.
We're now 7 years into your tenure as CEO, and you've gone a long way to restoring AMD's position in the industry. There is this question of how much further can AMD go? How would you answer that question?
Well, the wonderful thing about technology is there is so much to do. So as proud as we are about all the progress we've made over the last few years, the technology envelope, we have to keep pushing the envelope. There's more and more to do. The applications are requiring more and more high performance computing. And this is our sweet spot. This is where we're specializing. So, I see tremendous opportunity for us going forward. And you see that in just, the strong demand environment and the fact that everybody wants more compute, whether you're a business or you're a gamer or you're an enterprise or you're a cloud manufacturer. I think more compute is one of those secular growth trends that we believe a lot in and will continue to be a key factor over the next 5+ years.
How much of what you're reporting is overall market share gain versus an industry just getting bigger and all boats rising?
Yeah, that's a great question, Emily. There's no question that, sort of the backdrop of the COVID pandemic and all of this digital transformation has been good for semiconductors. And so you can see that the overall demand environment is strong. I do think what we have at AMD is an alpha factor on top of that. We have great products. We're underrepresented in the market. We've been working for the last 5 years at building trust with some of the largest hyperscalers and the largest customers in the world so that they can trust us with what their technology needs are. And I think within that backdrop, we've been able to gain market share and really, gain the trust of some of the largest and most important brands in the world.
Now, the whole industry, of course, has struggled to get enough supply. We just heard Elon Musk say Tesla will continue to be chip limited. I spoke to Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford. He said there's no relief in sight. I'm curious about how you are executing here and managing to get in more orders and beating your targets, even against this difficult backdrop.
Well, the last 12 to 15 months has been all about really strengthening the semiconductor supply chain. And, we work very closely with all of our supply chain partners, whether you're talking about on the wafer or the front end side or the back end side and substrates and all of these testing equipments. And, what we have really planned for is long-term growth. I mean, we've had a very ambitious growth outlook for the last few years. We continue to have that. We're working with our partners. We're investing. So we're investing with our partners on building out that capacity. I think we've been very aggressive, and I'm happy with the fact that we've gotten more supply. And that's part of the reason we were able to overachieve in 2021. And, we do see, I know people say that there's no end in sight. I wouldn't exactly say that. I would say that a lot of progress is being made. And, we're thankful for all the partnership across the supply chain, and we're going to continue to drive more and more supply as we go through every quarter in 2022.
The Biden administration has been taking an active role in trying to alleviate the crisis. The president himself had this to say about his view on what's going on here. Take a quick listen to President Biden.
Everything from cars to dishwashers are delayed getting to showrooms and customers, just as demand for them is up because the economy is growing. And because supply is low, we find ourselves in a position that we're really behind the curve. Prices are going up.
Lisa, and I know you've been engaged with the Biden administration on this as well, but is there anything the government isn't doing that they should be doing or doing more of that you think would help?
I think the overall government has been very supportive of the semiconductor industry. And if you think about, probably the most important thing is really declaring the semiconductor industry, essential. And, we saw that through the pandemic. We see that now through the need for semiconductors in so many different applications. And that's a tremendous statement. I think we're very supportive of the legislation that's going through now between the CHIPS Act and the Competes Act. And, we view it as this is a public-private partnership. We all have a part to play, ensuring that there's a strong semiconductor ecosystem in the United States. We're happy to play our part in that. And that's not just a manufacturing statement. That's also a research and development statement. We really want the U.S. to continue our leadership in design and all of the new innovations that are necessary. So, I think we're all on the case, and, we continue to be focused on not just the supply chain in the short term, which obviously is very important and we're all focused on, but really the health and the prosperity of the industry over the longer term. And I think there's a lot of good discussions and good action plans in those places as well.
Meta just reported results. You may have heard us talking earlier, a difficult quarter. We didn't see growth in Facebook for the first time that I can remember in my 10 years covering the company. What's it been like working with them now that they are a customer? Can you share any color on what you've learned?
Well, the way we interact with all of our large hyperscaler partners is really a long-term roadmap. And so we're talking about work with not just Meta, but really all the large hyperscalers, including Google, including Microsoft, including Amazon, and so on and so forth, about what do they need over the next 3+ years. And that's on a technology standpoint, that's from a supply standpoint, that's from a really bringing our two teams together. So that work is going really, really well. And we view this as such a strategic area. Think about data centers and cloud as secular growth over the next 5+ years. We need a lot more compute there, and we're working closely with all of our partners to ensure that we satisfy that and we help them meet their objectives.
Meantime, Lisa, I gotta ask, a man in a Christmas sweater who you might recognize as one of your competitors recently had some words about AMD. Take a quick listen to this.
All of a sudden, boom, we are back in the game. AMD in the rearview mirror and clients, and never again will they be in the windshield. We are just leading the market.
I suspect, Lisa, that you have quite a different view on the competitive position. Curious what your response is to that and how you see the competitive landscape right now.
Emily, we've been working on this journey of really building out AMD as a high-performance computing leader for the last 5 years, and we're going to do that for the next 5 years. So we're about playing our game. We feel very good about our strategy. We feel very good about our customers, and so I think we will do well in this market.